Hi everyone! In our last video we looked at how to start our Cornell notes, and we looked at how to create a template and what to write at the top of our Cornell notes. The title, the source, the date, and your name. Today what we're going to look at is the right hand column of the Cornell notes. If you take a look here, you'll see that we're going to start taking our notes on the right hand side of the paper. First, take notes on this right side. What are we going to write here? Details, meaningful facts, ideas, definitions, dates. And be selective. Only write things with real value. So, the focus here is on content. Write information that is important from the talk. The focus is not form. So, when you're taking notes, don't worry about the grammar, capitalization, punctuation, or spelling. What you want to focus on is the content, the ideas, and the information. How do we take Cornell notes? Be brief. So some ways of being brief are abbreviating. If the talk is about polyglots and that word is used over and over again, instead of writing polyglot many times, maybe you could use the abbreviation PL or PLG. Something that you will remember. You can also use symbols to express ideas, and you can use any symbol that you will remember. You can also be brief by avoiding the use of small words like articles, the, a, and an. You can also avoid using prepositions if they're not necessary for your own comprehension. So you can avoid using words like in, with, on, if you don't need them to understand. In this way, you can be brief and you could focus on the content that you're listening to. Another thing you could do when you take Cornell notes is, as you notice the speaker changes topics, maybe the speaker at first talks about where to meet polyglots, and then later the speaker talks about some strategies that polyglots use. As the speaker changes topics, skip a line. That way, if you realize that there's more information you want to add in that section, you have the space to do it. Another thing that you could do when you're taking Cornell notes while listening to a lecture is, if there is a section that you don't understand, a section that you feel a little bit confused by, you can leave a space there as well. That way it gives you some room for you to write notes in later after you talk to a classmate or after you talk to your professor. Hi, now I'm going to show you how I take Cornell notes for about a minute or two using the video that we're using in class. I have my template open and I have my video open. Typically I would take my Cornell notes by hand because I prefer to do that and it helps me remember, but I'm going to do it on the computer here for you just so that it helps with the recording so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go.
I love learning foreign languages. In fact, I love it so much that I like to learn a new language every 2 years, currently working on my 8th one. When people find out about me, they always ask me, how do you do that? What's your secret? And to be honest, for many years my answer would be, I don't know, I simply love learning languages. But people were never happy with that answer. They wanted to know why they are spending years trying to learn even one language, never achieving fluency, and here I come learning one language after another. They wanted to know the secret of polyglots, people who speak a lot of languages. And that made me wonder too, how do actually other polyglots do it? What do we have in common? And what is it that enables us to learn languages so much faster than other people? I decided to meet other people like me and find it out. The best place to meet a lot of polyglots is an event where hundreds of language lovers meet in one place to practice their languages. There are several of such polyglot events organized all around the world, and so I decided to go there and ask polyglots about the methods that they use. And so I met Benny from Ireland, who told me that his method is to start speaking from day one. He learns a few phrases from a travel phrasebook and goes to meet native speakers and starts having conversations with them right away. He doesn't mind making even 200 mistakes a day because that's how he learns, based on the feedback. And the best thing is, he doesn't even need to travel a lot today because you can easily have conversations with native speakers from the comfort of your living room using websites. I also met Lucas from Brazil, who had a really interesting method to learn Russian. He simply added 100 random Russian speakers on Skype as friends. And then, seriously, and then he opened a chat window with one of them and wrote hi in Russian. And the person replied, "Hi, how are you?" Lucas copied this and put it into a text.
Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I just wanted to show you that my notes are brief, and I just try to include the most important information, and I abbreviated. So I have here, loves lingo, loves languages, 2 years, 1. So that was every 2 years she learns one language. She knows 8 languages so far. How? And people wondered how she did it. They wondered about the secrets of polyglots. And she also wondered, the speaker also wondered, how did we do it? And she went to a place to meet a lot of polyglots, and it's a polyglot event, and she wanted to learn about methods. And then in the next section, she talks about Benny, so I skipped a space, and I wrote about Benny, and in the next part, she talks about Lucas, and I wrote some information about him as well. So as you can see, these are brief notes. They might be called telegraphic notes, notes that include the most important ideas that are condensed, and maybe my friend might not understand my notes, but I could understand my notes. I might have to clarify a few things for my friend. And that's how you complete the right-hand column for Cornell notes. In the next video, we'll look at how to complete the left side. See you then. Bye.